I hate money! Welcome to Jotunheim Whispers. As I said just a second ago, I hate money. Hello, my name is frostjotun. I am a composer, a musician, a poet, an artist, a writer, a performer, and a little bit of a loser. Here we are, me and my little kitty, that is sitting in my lap and purring. What would you say about our current financial situation? I really need your opinion right now. Thank you. Thank you. I think that you missed some points, but in general, I do agree. I do agree you are quite a learned kitty. So I do thank you for sharing your opinion. So, I think anyone who is a regular person and who is not a capitalistic monster, right, has some troubles with finances. And I just wanna, whine a little bit, vent a little bit, to maybe share my experience so we could feel the sadness together. Yay! First, I wanna start with the fact that I do not appreciate the manipulative tactics of some, rich people that always say that, money comes to like another money. So if you have money, you will have more money and stuff like that. Or I also don't agree with the fact that, not with the fact, but with the opinion that, oh, if you don't have enough money, it means you don't work enough. Honey, that's not how it works. That's not how the world is built. No, no, no. The more you work, the less money you earn. Everyone knows it. So here is a fun thing about my work. Recently, Phoebe, can you please just find a place for you to stay? I mean, I just wanna love you, my kitty. Do you wanna say something else? Like, oh well, if you wanted to say that, you could have just told me. Come on, come on. Like I would have understood you. Oh, my sweet child. All right. So the situation we've had. Hmm. Okay. So we have this person in our workplace that kinda is trying to rule everything, although they don't have that power or they're not supposed to have that power. Like, everyone knows that for some reason the company is paying for like personal stuff for them, and like everyone noticed that they are clearly stealing money and not from the company but from the workers because they are cutting the salaries and they are forcing people to take some leaves that wouldn't be paid without a reason. So you would still be like, you wouldn't be resting really, but officially, you are on vacation. The hell? And where does the money go? Right, right. So these people who kinda rule everything, so we can see that they have new cars and they have some conditioners, ACs installed, and we don't know what else they have. So that's kind of fun. That's kind of interesting, don't you think? Fascinating, even. And so we've had this meeting, like the whole company together, where it was just a couple people talking. And there was this person speaking for the first time. So they stole a whole bunch of money from the company, like in a year. And that was the first time of them, showing their face and speaking to the workers. And so what they said was, you know, success comes to those who are successful. And so, that's how the orphans wouldn't get any money. Money only goes to those who are rich. She said, as we just heard, that we don't have like social, like financial help anymore. Literally a couple minutes after that. Oh, such a nice manipulation. So if you are not thinking clearly about it, I mean, I guess you could believe it, perhaps. Um, so that's how people manipulate you. And it is crazy. So it kinda is connected to the empathy problem that I have talked about before, because you see those people who have money and you can analyze them a little bit, and you will realize that, oh, they couldn't care less about other people. I've met a couple people like that, and like, as a regular person who needs money to just survive, you obviously cannot like argue with them or disagree with them in any way. So you are forced to kinda be quiet, do your job, and like hope that you won't disappoint them in any way, because you will lose everything. And for them, like the amount of money that you make in a month is less than they spend in a day. So that's a little bit crazy. And the fact that they are thinking like monsters, that their thinking is literally like, oh, you don't have money. Well, then you shouldn't have money. Oh, I do. So, like, I cannot even explain this. So, let me tell you about some finances here. So, I have already talked before about the fact that in years I hadn't made any money through my art. This is still true. Um, and I've been working nonstop every day, like except some, holidays and stuff. Other than that, I am constantly working on different spheres of art, trying to, show myself to the world, trying to improve my skills, things like that. And unfortunately, it's been unsuccessful, but again, I did not start doing art for money. So, me not having any income out of it, I mean, it is upsetting, but it's not too sad, I guess. Although, again, considering the situation at my workplace, I am constantly terrified of being just let off, because the way that they started treating people is that they are basically openly saying that, we don't need any of you. We can just invite people to work here like for an evening, and we will pay them, and that will be it. And so everyone is scared, and even though, they are stealing money from us, no one is saying anything because, I mean, there were some conversations in which the people who have the power, they just responded with, if you don't like it here, you can leave, and stuff like that. And, well, the economy is terrible in my country. So, obviously, the war in Ukraine started a couple years ago, and since then, the prices have risen in like three times for some products, for some even more, for some maybe less. But I think the average is like three times the price that it used to be. Well, for example, you could buy a chocolate bar for 20 Ukrainian hryvnias, um, and now they cost 85 or 90, and some of them even more expensive. So the prices have risen a lot. They have risen too much. And everyone is clearly struggling, except for those people who always have money. I don't know how they do that. And so it is now like an issue to just buy some food to survive. I'm not talking about restaurants, because I don't think in my life I have ever been to a restaurant that is like, expensive and stuff like that. So for me and my mom, the max is to go to McDonald's. That's kind of what we do when we celebrate something. And we just, take one small fry for us both, and like the cheapest, like I take a cheeseburger without onions, and my mom takes like a chicken junior. So those are the cheapest options you can get. And yeah, so going to the store, we are constantly like looking for some sales, some items that are cheaper. And like in order to get peanut butter, we actually like have to take a bus and like walk quite a lot to the specific supermarket, because it's the cheapest there. And so a lot of people are living like this right now, and it's just insane for me to think that, at the same time as, people are donating to the defense of Ukraine, to shelters, to people who need medical help and stuff like that. At the same time, there are people who are taking the money from artists just to buy a new car, or to have a personal bathroom on your workplace. Are you joking me? No, seriously. Like, we weren't paid for a month and a half, and so imagine it's the beginning of August, and you get paid about $400, and the next salary is on September 18th. Yes. So it's more than a month and a half. It's almost 2 months, and you somehow have to live on that amount? Right, right. No, it's not possible. And for me personally, for half a year, I was forced to go to many doctors because they are all terrible at their job. So I had to change them, a lot of them. And I had to pay for so many blood tests for all of these diagnostic procedures. For the freaking MRIs, why are they so expensive? And obviously, I had to spend money from my savings, which is still killing me. And I cannot believe that I had spent so much money. And now, being diagnosed, I will have to spend money every month on the medication, which I guess I am supposed to be taking my whole life to not have seizures or to have less of them, and to support my freaking thyroid that decided that it wants to destroy itself. And here is the thing, I still don't have any answers. Like, I got diagnosed with things, and doctors said, um, these diseases that you have, they are not connected to the symptoms that you are bothered with. Yay! So, what the hell do I do, guys? My main problem is that um, my eyes are super sensitive, and it somehow connects to my stomach and spine area, in which there is a spasm, because of which I cannot breathe normally. And so I feel like my organs are squeezed, and it's just a state of constant feeling like I'm gonna faint, but I'm not fainting. And the only way to get rid of this feeling is to lay down on my stomach for a couple seconds, and then it comes back again. And I've had this feeling since I was a child. It just progressed over time. No answer. And no one freaking cares. I've been to 6 neurologists at this point, and not a single one seemed to, look into that. Yay! How fun is that, guys? So I have a cane, and whenever I know we are gonna walk long distances, I take a cane to the walk, because I know that it's gonna be really hard. But at the same time, if I know that I'm gonna go to work, I cannot take my cane, because then those people will say, "Oh, so you are not capable to perform? Then we will fire you." So I'm kind of forced to not use this mobility aid in order to keep my job, because, like, seeing those people, I know that they definitely will, like, think weird things. So I am not going to risk that. And so, yes, money is awful, guys. Like, I hate selling myself. I don't want to market myself. But we all are supposed to live in this world which is built on just that, on you constantly putting yourself into other people's faces, saying, "Hey, hello, that's me. Buy me, please. Please purchase me. Please, please give me some money. Please, I need to eat. I need to survive." But everyone does. So, what is this? This is not supposed to be like this. Like, we are not supposed to live in such a horrible world. where there are constant screams for help, where people are trying to help other people and they're not able to, just because everything costs freaking money. I hate seeing shelters on the internet begging for any attention because they cannot buy food for the animals they rescue. This is so unfair. And at the same time, you see those billionaires or millionaires having parties, like having designer clothes, eating food that shouldn't exist. Like, why are you creating like this molecular bullshit with some edible gold that you cannot taste really, but you just know that you are eating some gold? What is the point of it if there are people that don't have water, that are starving right this moment? So honestly, this is a judgment from me, and I am putting it out there that we should be judging wealthy people. I fully believe that brands shouldn't exist. I fully believe that you should not spend enormous amounts of money on freaking bags just for the name, on food just to say that you've had it, but it's like, a tiny drop of the sauce. Oh, is it gonna cure cancer? Is it gonna feed some people? Is it gonna cure all of your diseases? Hell no! Why are you doing it like this? So, if you are one of those people, just just stop. Jesus. I am judging you. Yes. I am talking to you right now. So we need to change the world somehow. Education shouldn't cost people their lives. So many people are in debt not because they bought some brand things, or they wasted their money. No, those people are in debt because they are trying to support their families, because they're trying to get education, and you cannot find a job without an education. So you are stuck in this loop of just looking for money over and over and over and over, and it never stops. Jesus Christ. And if you bring the medical things into this, oh my God, what have people created? It cannot be real. You shouldn't have that much money just to have it. You shouldn't have 7 houses. You shouldn't have 15 cars. Why would you have it? Just help some people. Jesus Christ. Be a normal person. Like, I'm so upset right now. Oh my God. Phew, let me just breathe and, take a hold of my emotions for a second. So, I wish that the world would be this way. So, here is my perfect scheme. So, you are born, then you look into yourself, you study some things, you experience life, you find out who you are. Then you decide what you are going to do with your life, perhaps, and you just live. And for some people, growing vegetables is a passion. As for some people, managing and programming and other jobs are also their passion that they are good at. So there is no sorry, there is no more money, right? We just erase it completely. So everyone does what they love, what they want, and this way, hey, like the quality rises because the people have the time to create what they want. So the architecture is better, for example, because there is no money involved. The materials are better because the people who work on those materials are doing it because they want to. And hey, medical things are now free, please. And and food is free and water is free and everything is just transactional, I guess. So if you are a human being, obviously you can do something. You love something, so you can give to society, and then society gives back to you. Wouldn't that be perfect? And I mean, yes, it's impossible because there will always be terrible people who are going to steal and not do anything and just, make others suffer. But we just had a dream together for a while. And I have lived in this world for a minute and it was so peaceful, so quiet, so much less stress, I guess. And for some news, so unfortunately, I I went into an MRI with contrast yesterday, which was a spinal MRI, and I knew it would be a mistake because, well, a doctor was looking for multiple sclerosis and some lesions, and they didn't find them in my brain before. They found a Rothkes cleft cyst, which I don't know what that is, but it's not cancerous, so I guess it's great. No one explained it to me. But I went to do that MRI without anyone knowing because I just had an obsessive thought that, maybe there is something we are missing, maybe there is this disease, but because it was without contrast, they couldn't find it. So I knew that I shouldn't spend that money, but I still did because, again, I think it's the OCD thing. I couldn't just live normally. And, well, they didn't find the lesions of a MS, but they did find some like benign tumors in my spine. Wow. Okay. So I guess that wasn't really a mistake because now I know that my spine is even more freaked up than I thought, although it already has hernias and protrusions, but now it has also some tumors, and those tumors are like your blood vessels, or how are they called, like vertebrae, whatever, clumped up on a spinal thing. I don't know. So yeah, um that's for the news. Yay! Hopefully I won't have to do any procedures for that because that's also a money thing. So, on this great positive note, we are ending this week's episode of Jotunheim Whispers. Thank you for listening. And you can find me everywhere. I'm frostjotun on every platform there is. Um, yeah. I also have some like fund pages or like support pages if you would like to help me buy some medication. But if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. I'm not really asking, I'm just informing you. So, yeah, thank you for listening, and you have a great day, and I wish all the wealth upon you. Now you are blessed. Bye. Bye bye.